Dear students, welcome you all for the new chapter, that is chapter 4, session 1, business taxation 4, that is GST, 6th semester Mangalore University BCom. So in this session we are going to discuss regarding GST registration and its procedure. So my presentation for this session will include introduction to registration, then types of registration, then steps in registration, then what are the benefits of registration. So objective of this session is to know the registration procedure of GST and also calculation of aggregate turnover for registration. The outcome of the session is the student will come to know the details of registration procedure and also calculate aggregate turnover for registration. So let's begin through introduction. Every person shall be required to take registration in the states in which he has a place of business. That means wherever your place of business or wherever you operate your business, in that state you have to take your registration. So registration is compulsory as per the turnover limit, but there is no need for fulfillment of turnover limit. You can voluntarily register. That means anybody can register and get the registration number. So if one has different business, can obtain separate registration for each business. For example, I have 3 businesses. One is cloth business, one is stationery business, and one is cold drinks business. So I can obtain 3 registrations, separate registration for all 3 businesses. The threshold limit is based on the turnover achieved during the year. So there is a threshold limit for compulsory registration. If the threshold limit is crossed, then you are mandatorily have to get the registration. So that is compulsory. So that is the threshold limit is decided based on the turnover achieved during the year. So here this is the threshold limit. A supplier whose turnover exceeds rupees 40 lakhs, in case of special category state it is 20 lakhs. So that means for all other states it is 40 lakhs. So turnover exceeds 40 lakhs in a year, then you have to compulsorily get registration as per the GST Act. Now let us discuss various types of registration. So first one is compulsory registration. So as I have already told you, compulsory registration is compulsory as per the threshold limit. That means if your threshold limit is crossed, then you have to compulsorily get the registration. So what is the threshold limit? For goods it is 20 lakhs for special category states and 40 lakhs for other states. For supply of services it is 10 lakhs for special category states and 20 lakhs for other states. So there is a separate threshold limit for goods and also services. So you have to remember this. So for goods it is 40 lakhs and for services it is 20 lakhs. Then there is another registration, that is voluntary registration. As I told you, you need not wait for crossing the threshold limit in a year. If you are really interested to get the registration, you can get the registration at any time during the year. So that is called as voluntary registration, because you are voluntarily getting your business registered under GST. So next one is registration by department. So that is called as suo motu registration. So what is suo motu registration? That means you have to get registered but you have failed to register. That means from the department itself or from the court itself you are asked to register. So that is as per the law you have to get registered. So when a person liable for registration fails to obtain registration, then he has to again compulsorily get registration. Then deemed registration. So what is deemed registration? That means you have applied for the registration but your registration application is not rejected, but still it is in the process. Then it is considered as deemed registration. So these are the various types of registration under GST Act. Now what are the steps in registration? So your steps in the registration in the sense how to register. When you go to a website, how to register. So there are detailed steps given. So we have to follow that steps in order to register. So first step is we have to visit the website. So which website? So website is www.gst.government.in. So this is the website that you have to visit. Then after visiting the website, we have to navigate to services. There will be different icons. In that we have to select services. Then in services there will be registration. Then in that registration we have to click on new registration. Then the third step is we have to, so after you click the new registration, automatically the form GST registration 1 will appear. That is part A of the form GST registration 1 will appear. So you have to fill the form A, part A of the form GST registration 1. Then after filling the part A of the registration 1, you will get an OTP. Okay, automatically you will get an OTP. So to your registered mobile number, because you have to enter all the basic details in part A, basic details. For example, your state, your district, then your legal name of the business, then your PAN number, then your email address, then mobile number. So all these basic details you have to fill. So once you fill, anyway you have filled the mobile number, so OTP will be sent to your mobile number. So once the OTP is sent, then you have to verify your OTP. So you have to enter the OTP. Then you will, after entering the OTP, it is confirmed that it is you are registering. Then you can generate the application reference number. So you will get an application number. So this application number will be sent to your mobile number, and also you will get a registered mail also. Anyway, you enter the mail also. So once again you have to log in, and then you are eligible to fill part B of the form registration 1. So what is part B of form registration 1? It contains some advanced details. For example, your trade name of business, constitution of business, name of the state, district of the district in which your business is operating, then sector, ward, then commissionerate code, division code, range code, then whether applying for registration as a casual taxable person. All these questions will be asked. So one by one you have to fill whether you are opting for composition scheme, the reason for obtaining registration, why you are obtaining registration. You have to write whether it is compulsory, voluntary, then date of commencement of business, date on which liability to register arises. All these details you have to fill in part B of the registration 1. The next, so you have to fill the details of the promoter or partner. So if you are a proprietor, you have to fill your name. If you are a partner, then you have to fill the details of the partner. Then if there are directors, you have to fill the details of the director, all these things. So promoter in the sense, it can be proprietor, partner, director. So you have to write their name, their father's name, date of birth, mobile number, email address, all these things, gender, then their PAN number, designation, everything, every details have to be submitted. The next, so after filling the details of the promoter, proprietor, then you have to give your principal place of business. So provide details of principal place of business. So here you have to provide certain details like address of the premises, nature of the possession of the premise, then relevant address like rent agreement, municipal kata copy, all these things, nature of business, everything has to be given detail, or everything detail has to be filled in this particular column. The next one, give details of 5 goods along with HSN code. So 5 goods in the sense 5 important goods that you are supplying, or commodities that you are supplying, along with that HSN code has to be filled. Then provide bank account details. So you have to give the account number detail, then type of account, savings bank or fixed or current account, whatever. Then IFSC code, then proof for bank account, that is cancelled check you have to provide, or first page of the passbook or bank statement, whatever. The next one is 11th one, select the name of authorized signatory. So authorized signatories in the sense who is filling this form. So that person's name has to be written. Then also place where you are signing this registration form also has to be written. The next one, once this name of the authorized signatory is written, then you have to duly sign the registration form through electronic verification code. So as we are filling our income tax form, same way here also registration form will be duly signed by electronic verification code. So through this way we can get registration done in GST website. So these are the steps to get registration. Then let us discuss the benefits of registration. Why we have to register? What is the reason? What are the benefits that we get if we register? So first one is, you are freed from the penalty. Even though your threshold limit is crossed, but still if you are not registered, then definitely you are inviting some heavy penalty from the GST office or GST commissionerate. Then legal recognitions. Once you are registered, so there is a legal recognition. So everybody will recognize, even the GST council, GST commissionerate, everybody will recognize that you are registered dealer. You are using the GSTN number. You are using all the details regarding your identity of the goods, everything is mentioned. So there is a legal recognition. Then authority to collect the GST from the customer. So once you are registered, you will get an authority, or you can charge GST on the customers, because you are not paying the tax to the government, you are charging on the customers, from them you collect and you pay to the government. Then claim ITC, this is very important. So ITC is one of the very important feature of GST. So ITC in the sense input tax credit. So whatever the goods that you have purchased and those goods you have utilized for the production of finished goods, on that you can claim the refund. So who can claim the refund? Only the person who has got registered. Then proper accounts of taxes paid. So you will get every details of your accounts, because once you are registered, it depends on whether you are composition dealer, whether you are a regular dealer. So based on that, you have to file the returns. Okay, every transaction will be there in your account, and whatever the taxes that you have paid, every detail will be there in your account, so anybody can check. So that's all from this session. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you.